Hey everyone, welcome to A Mind for Fitness. I'm your host, Ian Carlin, and I'm so glad you can make it to today's podcast. Thank you so much. You know what, I really want to say thank you to every single person who listens to this episode and making it is what it is and on honestly what it is becoming because it seems to be growing right now. And it's been amazing because we live in a time where everybody can have a voice. Everybody has an opportunity to get out there and put their product out there. And everybody has an opportunity to start a podcast. I mean, it's super easy and super cheap. But you see podcasts all the time crop up and then they go by the wayside. And that's simply because a lot of people want to do it. They think they have the idea of they want to do it, but they lack the dedication to do it. And what I discovered a long time ago was if I just keep putting the content out there, I just keep pushing out what I believe in, as far as health and exercise and as far as what's going on in my life and what I believe in as far as health is concerned and the challenges that I face personally on a real level. It just seems to be gathering people, and people seem to be saying, hey, I want to know what you're doing, or I'll go ahead and share this episode spoke to me and I will share this on my favorite social media. And I just want to thank everybody who's doing that and who's putting and who's helping me, just by having people listen to the podcast. And my whole goal in this is very simple. I want people to achieve optimal health. I want them to achieve optimal health, and I want to help people reach their goal weight. That's what this show is about. And the show is really about an encouragement and then tackling issues that are real, whether it comes to diet, whether it comes to exercise, whether it comes to motivation to do diet and exercise. I mean, those are the things that this show concerns itself about, because those are the things that I'm concerned about. And I know that if I'm concerned about it, I know you're concerned about it, because you folks out there are the dedicated fans and you're listening and you're helping me by spreading the word. So thank you first off by saying, I just actually want to start the program off first off by saying thank you for that and helping this program to grow. Um, and I also wanted to say, too, that we are in the middle of this series called Diet Sins, or Why Your Diet is Failing and What You Can Do to Fix It. And the book is done, okay? It is written. So it's just going through the editing process now. And then it will be up for free download as soon as I get it edited, as soon as I can get people to get it edited. I don't have like professional editors or anything. I just have people like my wife who reads it and friends who read it. And, I just try to get as many people as I can to read it and as many eyes on it. And I read it a few times too. So as many eyes on it as possible. Then we can, smooth out all the grammar and all the problems. And even in my last book, there were some mistakes left, even though I had it read by a few different people. So it's not perfect, and it's not like I can afford this, like a professional editor kind of a thing. So I really appreciate everybody who has helped me, and also want to let you know that, and want to let you know that the book currently on fasting to break your plateau, a basic guide to intermittent fasting, is also is currently on Amazon. So, and it's on there for free if you're an Amazon Prime member. And if you're not an Amazon Prime member, it's only $2.99. Pick it up. Intermittent fasting has been a godsend for me. It's been one of the ways that I've been able to keep weight off and still enjoy a lot of my favorite food. A lot more than just, low carb dieting alone, or, just low carb dieting throughout the week and then having one cheat day or something like that. This is actually, I've been able to lose weight, keep weight off, and still on occasion, a couple times a week, even eat pizza or something like that. So I wanted to start out by saying that. The other thing I wanted to start out by saying is where I am in my own personal journey. I was vlogging for a little while and kind of doing this weekly update, and I stopped doing that. I'm going to start again. The reason why I stopped doing it, and I was posting like all my meals on Instagram, And quite honestly, the reason why I stopped doing it is because I'm pretty happy with the way I look right now. And I don't really, I, I can't say that I don't care entirely what the scale says, because I do to some degree, but I like the way I look. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to take my shirt off at the pool or anything like that. Is there still some trouble spots or something like that? Yeah, but as I was reflecting on that, I was thinking that I don't know one single person out there. You can take the most fit person. You look at the cover of a magazine, you take that guy, and if you went and you talked to that person, he would probably say, or she would probably say, you know what, I really would like to tighten it up here, or tone it up there, or lose a little weight here. So, striving for perfection is got to be different than striving for health for sure, but also just striving for your goal weight or the best you that you can possibly be. So it's I'm not saying it's bad to keep pushing yourself as long as you're doing it in a healthy and responsible way. But at some point, you're just like, I'm doing everything I can, and I like the way I look. Are there problems with, yeah, but who doesn't have them? Like I said, even that absolute 100%, somebody who you would die to have their body fitness model, when you talk to them, they don't sit there and say, oh, yeah, I'm perfect. The very few people think that. Just a few vain, very vain people think that. Narcissists sometimes think that. But for the most part, most everybody, I mean, 99.99% of the population, even 99.99% of the population within the fitness community would say, oh, I just, there's certain things about me that I still don't like. So for me, yeah, I carry a little extra belly fat than I would hope. I carry a little bit of extra fat under my arms than I would hope. But you know what? I still think that I look pretty good. And so I stopped kind of I didn't stop pushing, but I stopped, just thinking that I'm going to be perfect, because I know I'm not going to be. And that's no excuse to, not work out. It's no excuse to, eat everything you want or anything like that. That's not what I am saying at all. I mean, I'm still pushing, but I'm not like this obsessed about it. I'm actually in a range right now, and in a place right now where I feel really good about the way that I look. So that's part of the reason why I haven't been as dedicated in taking pictures of all my food and putting it up on Instagram and doing those weekly vlog that I was doing for a little while, because I dropped some weight. I did. I dropped some fat, and it's pretty good. It feels great. So that's where I am personally. I'm pretty much goal goal weight, at goal what I want to look like. So it doesn't get much better. It doesn't get much better than that. So anyway, on to today's program. Again, we're in a series called Why Your Diet is Failing and What You Can Do to Fix It. And so um, uh, and this is just basically going through the book that's going to be available soon. And I'm hoping that by the time I'm done with the audio series, I'm hoping that the book itself will be available. All right, I had to have a little bit of my coffee here. Okay, so let's get to, and we're just doing this, two reasons every time. And this one is a little bit challenging, and it is the mental attitude or the mindset that says, I'll just exercise more. Or maybe you've heard it this way. People say things like, you can't outrun a bad diet. I don't know if you've heard that before or not, but I've heard that you can't outrun a bad diet. And the truth is that this is one of those tricky areas, because it's true that you can't outrun a bad diet, but it's also true that there are a certain group of people who can push a little harder on their exercise and get the results that they want. Okay. So it's not this black and white thing where you can't say that, everybody who says, I'll just diet will, is going to fail. That's, or sorry, everybody who says, I'll just exercise is going to fail. Okay, that's just not the case. That's not. There's some people who can. So let's talk about that first. So, um, can you outrun a bad diet? Yes and no, no and yes. Okay, so what do I mean? Yes and no and no and yes. If you are a young male, primarily, maybe a couple of females, and you have less than 20 pounds to lose, some people can exercise more and still and lose weight. Okay, some people can exercise. Uh, some people can exercise more and dial it down and reach their goal weight or get rid of the extra pounds. I've seen that happen with people who are, like I said, young and normally male. Sometimes females, not so much. You pretty much have to watch what you eat, just because you have more hormonal things going on. But again, if you are a young male and you have less than 20 pounds to lose, and you just start upping your gym time and you're doing it correctly, you're running and you're doing cardio and hit training and weightlifting, yeah, you can get away with just exercising. Okay, then now there's the second type of people who can get away with just exercising. Okay, and that is people who exercise athletically. Okay, these are people who, what I mean by that is people who exercise like it's their job. They exercise 8 hours a day. These are the marathon runners or the professional basketball players, or where people are, their job is basically to exercise. Not all those people, but some of those people can keep the pounds off through exercise alone. Okay, so that's very important to distinguish. I'm not saying that everybody can keep those pounds off through exercise alone in that way, but there are some people who all they do is they work out all day long. Okay, and they train for marathons or they train for whatever. Those type of people, if you're running like 10 miles a day, um, yeah, you can eat pretty much what you want. But uh, for a lot of those people, they don't necessarily, even though they're not overweight, they don't necessarily look healthy. Okay. And as soon as you stop working out that much, if you haven't put your diet under control, you will lose. Yeah, I mean, you will start to gain the weight back. So, with those exceptions, most people cannot lose weight alone through exercising, or at least get to a healthy weight through exercising. So, if you're like most Westerners, you're not going to be able to work out all day. You're not. That's all there is to it. You have a job, you have a family to attend to, and finding an hour to go to the gym can be challenging. Okay. Furthermore, many people find it difficult to even set aside an hour to work out. Exercise sessions generally last for a lot of people between 20 to 45 minutes, and that's it. Finding an hour is not going to, finding up to an hour a day to work out for most people is not going to be enough to compensate eating whatever the heck you want to eat. Okay, that's what we are driving at here. You're not going to be able to eat whatever you want to eat and just think that you're going to be able to dial down on the exercise again, unless you have those two exceptions that I already mentioned. I had a friend who fell into this trap. Um, this is back when we were, at least younger, maybe late 20s. And hang on 1 second. My gosh, I am not taking that right now. Sorry about that. Just had somebody try to call me. Um, anyway, so here's the situation. I had a friend who lost a lot of weight through running. He was running like about 3 miles a day. And in addition to that, we were not in addition to running 3 miles a day, he had a job where he was on his feet all day, and so he's walking all day. And then me and him would do martial arts, and so we would, do martial arts like 2, 3 times a week, and we'd work out on our own, and we would walk, and he was running, and he lost a significant amount of weight just working out alone. And I remember, and this was back one of those times where I was kind of on an Atkins kind of a thing, and uh, he was just eating whatever he wanted to. It wasn't one of my successful Atkins ventures, by the way. I'd lost weight, but then I kind of gained it back. And he was, eating. I remember him eating. I was trying to eat like, meat and salad. And he was eating like cupcakes and ding dongs and all kinds of stuff. And he was losing weight. He lost like somewhere around like 80 pounds or something like that. But he was working out constantly. He was a single guy. He had just gotten divorced. Like I said, he was running 3 miles a day. His job required him to be on his feet most of the time, walking around. And then in addition to that, we were doing martial arts, 2, 3 times a week, and working out on the side as well. So, I mean, yeah, he lost weight, but guess what? He got married and he stopped running, and he never changed his diet at all. And he's a friend of mine still, but he is bigger than he was when he started. So can you outrun a bad diet? Yeah, I mean, if you run a marathon every day, you can kind of eat what you want to eat. You might not be healthy, but you certainly won't be fat. But that's going to catch up to you as soon as you stop. As soon as you lift your foot off the gas a little bit, you're going to start gaining that weight back. This is why people say, and I do agree with it, that abs are made in the kitchen, not in the gym, or that it's 80% working out and 20% of fitness. So you have to realize that exercise alone is rarely going to be enough. Make sure you dial down your carbs. You are eating naturally based food with plenty of fiber, and that is going to get you much further for the regular person. For the regular person who's trying to find an hour a day to go to the gym, that's going to that's what you need to do. Yes, and you need to work out. Working out is going to help, but it's not going to help in the way you think. It's not going to help because, oh, I'm going to burn off calories. That's just not the case. I'd like it to be the case, but it's really not the case. But what working out does is it makes you healthy, okay? And then the healthier you are, the more your metabolism is going to regulate itself correctly. So you're going to pull your hormones in line through working out correctly. And you're going to become a better fat burning machine when you work out correctly combined with diet. But if you just think, oh, I'm going to eat this donut and then I'm going to go run on a treadmill, you have to run pretty far on the treadmill in order to burn off the calories that are involved in donuts. So don't chase those calories, chase health, chase fitness, and do it through a combination of exercise and diet. Diet, most importantly. Diet, way more important than the exercise, but both are important. All right, reason number 2 for today, that your diet is failing, and that is bad influences, okay? Another impediment to personal health are bad influencers, or to be more accurate, are people who want to see you fail. These are people who just don't want to see you succeed. They can be doing this consciously or unconsciously, but somewhere deep down inside, these are people who don't want to see you lose weight. And I'm going to guarantee you that there are people, if you're somebody who was overweight, now if you're somebody who grew up pretty fit, you probably have people like this, but it's probably not related to health. Okay? It might be related to business or something else. But if you're somebody who's overweight and you're in a family that has other people who are overweight in it, or there are going to be people who don't want to see you lose weight. They're not going to want to see you lose weight. That's all there is to it. And so let's talk about those today. Now, first off, we need to discuss that Not everybody who puts a stumbling block in your way is one of these people who want to see you not lose weight. Okay. Not everybody who, not everybody's going to adjust their diet or give you a low carb option or something like that just because you're on a diet. Okay. There are plenty of people in your life, they don't want to see you fail at all, but they have no intention in helping you either. They don't want to see you fail, but they have no intention in helping you. They're just living their life. Okay. If you're on a low carb diet and, let's say, because I've had this experience before, you're used to eating, you're with your friend and you guys are used to going out to eat Mexican food on Fridays or something like that for lunch. Like Friday Mexican food, high carb, whatever. And you're like, okay, I'm going to go on this low carb diet. I'm going to go on this paleo diet. Not everybody is going to say, okay, hey, I'm 100% behind you. Let's go to the salad bar instead of getting Mexican food. They might say, hey, look, I don't have a problem with my weight. I like Mexican food. It's Friday. It's Mexican food day, whatever. It's Taco Tuesday, whatever it is. They're just living their life. Okay. So not everybody who does that is necessarily trying to see you fail. They just are living their life. Now, another group of people who don't want to see you fail, but aren't going to necessarily help you are people who have seen you fail a lot in the past. They're going to say, oh, you're dieting again. Okay. So, maybe these people have tried to help you in the past. So again, let's take the Taco Tuesday or Mexican Food Friday kind of thing where there's a lot of high carb foods. And in the past, you've said, look, I'm really trying to diet and I'm really trying to diet down. Could we go to the salad bar instead or go to, somewhere where we can get, something that's healthy? And these are the type of people who say, oh, sure, let's go do that. And then the next thing you know, in 1 week or by the end of the week, it's Taco Tuesday. And instead of them eating what they want, they've obliged you and went to the salad bar instead. And then by Friday, they see you eating donuts and they're pissed. Okay. So they might not necessarily be a bad influence, but they might not be on board the next time you say, oh, I don't want to have tacos. Because they're going to say, hey, I've got plenty of, I'm plenty skinny. I can eat tacos and you're just going to fail again on this diet anyway. Okay. So the reason why I bring that up is because not everybody who puts a stumbling block in your way to dieting is on this mission to try to see you fail. Just want to put that out there. However, that said, there are people who want to see you fail. Okay. It could be a parent, a brother, even a spouse, a friend, or even a child. Generally, these people who don't want to see you succeed will never say directly that they want to see you fail. So how do you spot them? Okay. Well, a lot of times these people will never give you a low carb option, or they'll take a sudden interest in you. So your fat Uncle Mike, who never calls you, suddenly sees that you're serious about losing weight and says, hey, let's go to, get some drinks and get some nachos or something like that. You're like, well, what are you doing? You never call me, and now you're trying to, now you want to take me out for nachos. Clearly, that's somebody who wants to see you fail. Okay. Now, the reason why people want to see you fail is due to the fact that there's a lot of issues here. There's a lot of issues, but one of the main issues is that if you succeed in your weight loss, then they really have to stop making excuses for themselves. Okay. So one of the things that's really bugged me in a personal sense in my own family is people tell me that I'm too radical. And they stopped doing that because I finally just confronted it, because they said, oh, well, you're too radical. You're well, what that does is that means that they have to blame my weight loss on a They have to attribute my weight loss to a psychological problem rather than just being disciplined. So then that gives them an excuse. Well, you're too crazy with your weight loss and I'm not, so therefore I'm okay and you're not okay. Even though you're the one losing weight and you're the one who looks good, and I still could lose 100 pounds, 150, 200 pounds, depending upon the family member. So understand that when you lose weight, not everybody's going to be on board, and that shines the light on themselves. And so you might be surprised that they might be like pushing the carbs too often, or, oh gosh, I could really use a friend right now. It's, well, I know it's your time to go to the gym, but I could really use a friend right now to talk to. You just have to get savvy at seeing these people. So if you can identify them, what can you do? Well, okay, you need to learn to say no. And that can be tough, because you might, somebody's like, oh, well, I want to, might learn to say no. Well, I can't, this is my gym time. Um, but the more you do it, the more people will respect it. So one of the things that I do a lot is I go to martial arts class, and people pretty much know that they do not bug me during that time. That I go to martial arts and that's it. And unless you're bleeding or you need to go to the hospital or there's a severe problem, you are not going to dissuade me from going. Okay. Now, at first, were there people who were like, "Oh, instead of doing your martial arts training, um, could you talk to me?" Yeah, there were. There was even. This is crazy because this is a guy who was he still is a really super good friend of mine, and I love him to death. But like, I actually switched gyms. I switched gyms for a number of reasons, but one of the reasons is the guy always wanted to talk. He never wanted to work out. And he was always like, oh, I could really, bounce some stuff off you or whatever. He was always wanting to talk. And many times I'd go to the gym, and it got so bad I didn't want to lose him as a friend because he's a dear friend of mine. But I just switched gyms. I had to. I was just like, you know, if you see me at the gym, it's a hi, it's a hello, it's hey, what are you working on? A good quick 3 to 5 minutes. It's fine. I have no problem with that. That is absolute. Or we work out together. There are people I work out with at the gym, and we do things together. So that's cool. But I am not there to just chat all day. I'm not. I'm there to work out, and I respect other people who are there to work out. So, um, you know, I had to switch gyms because this person would not let me work out, and then he'd make me feel guilty. He'd be like, "Well, I could really use a friend right now to talk to." I'm like, "Oh, okay, all right, I guess I'll talk to you." And then when he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to somebody else. Now I should. This is a little bit of a different situation because it wasn't like he was looking to fail to see me fail. He was just looking to chat at the gym instead of work out himself. So he's looking for, so that's a little bit of a different situation. But you have to learn to say no. You have to learn to, be polite and say, no, I'm going to go do this now, or I'm going to go do that now. Or I'm not going to eat that. Thank you. Oh, I appreciate your generosity. And you have to be gentle. And another way you can do it is gently confront the person. You say to the person, it seems like you don't want me to fail, or you don't want me to succeed. You don't want me to fail. It seems like you don't want me to succeed. Is that true? Just ask them straight up. It's just like, well, it just seems like every time I want to go to the gym, you want to go do something else. Or every time I say I want to go, I want to start losing weight, you start, ordering pizza. It just seems that you want me to do that. Don't accuse. That's a lot, because then they'll say no, and then there'll be a fight. And don't do that. Don't accuse them. You don't want to see me lose weight. Don't do that. It's a bad way to handle a situation. How you want to handle a situation is say, it seems to me. Now you're giving a perception. It seems to me that you don't want me to lose weight? Is there a problem? And they will say no. They won't say yeah. They'll normally say no. But after you confront them, they'll generally start like coming around, and you can even recruit them for help. And that's another good way. You can say, look, I could really use your help. That is one of the biggest tools that I have used in my life. I could really use your help. Okay. Just learn to say that. Like, I don't know. I don't know hardly anybody who says no when I say that. I could really use your help, whether it's moving, whether it's doing anything. It's just like, because people want to feel like they're helping. They want to feel like they're somebody. It's an ego thing to a degree, because they want to feel um, like they're contributing. So if you just say, I want to, I could use your help. If you just learn to say those magic words, you're going to get so much better results. So, learn to say no, confront gently, and learn to recruit people for help. And that's how you fix those problems. And hey, with that, that's today's episode. I want to thank you, everybody, so much for joining me today. If you like what you heard, please do me a favor and share this on your favorite social media. And you're always welcome to go to my Facebook page at Facebook.com/A Mind for Fitness, or follow me on Twitter at A Mind for Fitness. What else? What else is there? Boy, I just can't think of this. Again, share it. That always helps. It always helps find new people to listen to the podcast. So thank you so much. And until we meet again, please keep your mind on fitness.